You guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here to present you my MLB On Deck segment for Wednesday, August 15th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure to click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our MLB, NBA, NFL videos. If you ever came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily FanDuel and DraftKings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure you can check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So we got a solid 8-game slate today. The problem today is really pitching. There's not really any good pitchers on this slate that I trust. I think it's a little bit more of a GPP slate, looking at it early in the day. But yeah, man, I mean, we're going to do our best to kind of wiggle around the pitchers that we think we possibly can get a little bit of love from and, pay up for some bats. Real quick before we jump in this video, though, a couple quick things. First thing first, we're about to come out with our NFL pre-order special. You get our whole NFL season package for $175, including a complete optimizer. You get our cash lineups every Sunday. We're going to be doing 5 or 6 different content pieces. That'll all be available. One-time charge, $175, covers your NFL for basically 5 months. Very good deal. You break it down, it's basically like, you get everything for like $30 a month or something. It's real cheap. So really good deal. Make sure and be on the lookout for that. That just came out. And yeah, man, I'm ready to jump in to this MLB slate and kind of get it going. We'll start with the bats first, like we usually do, and then we'll kind of round back around with the pitchers. So yeah, I'm ready to get into it. We'll start with Minnesota. I like this game as a whole, so we'll look at Minnesota and Texas at the same time. I'll start with the Minnesota side of things. They get a matchup against Pedro Payano, who gives up a 34% hard contact rate, .088 ISO to lefties, 200 ISO to righties. So you definitely want to target him more with righties. He struggled a lot more against. But you can look at both sides of the plate. We're going to start with Jorge Polanco, switch hitter. Miguel Sano back in that 3 spot. Marvin Gonzalez, a switch hitter. CJ Cron, another guy you could possibly look at. Those are the righties that really stand out in the Twins lineup. You can still come back around with Kepler, with Rosario, a couple of the big-time left-handed bats as well. Really good hitting environment in Texas. It's going to be hot. I expect this game to be high-scoring and balls to be flying. And obviously Vegas does as well because both of these teams have pretty high totals on today's slate. Then we're going to switch to the Texas side of things. They get a matchup against Michael Pineda. Gives up a 41% hard contact rate, 129 ISO against lefties, 217 ISO against righties. So he struggled a little bit more against righties as well. You're looking at Danny Santana, Andrus, the Shield possibly. Those guys are, you don't have too much pop, though. The pop comes from the left side. You got Chu, you got Mazzara. You got Odor. I mean, I think you can look at basically a bunch of these Texas guys. You can look at basically almost everybody in this game. It just kind of depends on how the order shakes out and where they're batting for me. But I definitely like both sides of this game, and I do want some stacks, with this game in it. Next, we'll go to the Yankees. Yankees have a really high implied total. They get a matchup against Adam Plutko, who gives up a 36% hard contact rate, 240 ISO to lefties, 277 ISO to righties. This guy really, really struggles against both sides of the plate. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you can literally, Yankees are so stacked 1 through 9 in play. With the other 2 teams we mentioned, Minnesota and Texas, I wouldn't say, you can stack both sides, but I wouldn't say you can stack 1 through 9. There's probably about 6 guys that you look at from both sides. But with the Yankees, you can legitimately stack 1 through 9 and get a bunch of different stacks. You can go 1 through 4, you can go 5 through 8, you can go 9 through 3. There's a lot of different ways you can go. There's a lot of pop, a lot of upside in this lineup. Then we'll move on. We'll go to Cincinnati. I like the Reds today. They get a matchup against Michael Wacha. 40% hard contact rate, 216 ISO to lefties, 260 ISO to righties. So he's a little bit more of a reverse splits kind of guy, but you definitely look at both sides of the plate, man. Michael Walker's been getting hit hard all season. Senzella, Votto, Suarez, The young guy Aquino, he's got like the fastest guy that's so like a certain amount of home runs or something, showing some pop. He's in play. Irvin, Galvis, they picked up. You can look at him. So there's some spots in this Reds lineup. But for me, the main guys you look at Votto, Suarez, Aquino. Lastly, we'll go to the Angels. They get a matchup today against Ronaldo Lopez. 36% hard contact rate, 207 ISO to lefties, 200 ISO to righties. So I mean, it's both sides. You can look at Fletcher, Trout, Ohtani, Upton, Calhoun, Pujols. Those are the main guys that I'm going to be looking at. Those guys definitely are in play. Angels are healthy right now, and they're trying to make a late playoff push. And you can definitely look at some bats in this lineup. For pitching's tough, man. That's one thing I do want to say. Pitching's really, really tough on this slate. There's a couple guys you could look at. First thing first, I think a guy that's going to be really popular today is going to be Andrew Haney for the Angels. 6,400, just a really cheap price tag. He's much more expensive on DraftKings, so it's like a FanDuel priced him kind of incorrectly, in my opinion. He has a little bit of K upside for sure. He has the upside for 6,400 against a White Sox team that I've definitely been picking on a lot lately. This is a spot where he can get blown up, don't get me wrong, but for 6,400, I definitely think it's worth the risk, especially with the other options on this slate. There's not too many really, really good pitching options. So he's a pay down guy. I think that you can really look at. I think he's going to be popular. And there's a couple guys in the 9,000s you could consider as well. First, we'll go with Sonny Gray going against St. Louis. 9,800. I don't know. It's not a price I really want to pay for Sonny Gray. But that's just the kind of slate it is. He gives you a little bit of a floor. He's been pitching pretty decent recently. And has some K upside as well. Also, Yu Darvish, I think he's a guy that you can look at. Philly absolutely crushed Cole Hamels yesterday. Cole Hamels is a lefty, though. Yu Darvish is a righty, so they're getting a little bit different look. But this Philly lineup is dangerous, but Yu Darvish has been pitching pretty decent. So it's a coin flip. It could go either way. It's kind of a scary matchup. There's not something on any other day if we had some better pitchers that I would really look at. But this slate, you got to consider it. And lastly, one more guy that kind of is like, but you got to look at is Julio Teheran going against the Mets, 9,100. He gives us a little bit of K upside. We know that for sure. That's really where I'm at. Pay down, you go for Haney. If you want to kind of get mid-tier, a little bit higher, you go with, Gray, Darvish, Teheran. GPP slate for me, pitching scary. Just get a little bit of exposure, around the board and just kind of go with it that way. So that's really where I'm at. If you want a more in-depth analysis on today's slate, please make sure to check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. Make sure to take advantage of that NFL pre-order special, $175 for all NFL season. Includes everything that we have on the site. Great deal. Make sure to check it out, dfscheatsheet.com. And hey, good luck on your guys' contest tonight, all right? Peace out.